Today we're going to be turning this local gutter cleaning service website from this is their current homepage, to this. So we're just going to do a very simple redesign of a couple of the elements here. We're not doing a full page redesign, so stick around. I'm going to walk you through how we can make this a little bit better. First thing we're going to do is create a new page. We're working off the WordPress default 2025 theme here. So when you open a new page, you have some patterns that you can use if you want. We're going to be using WordPress core. We're going to start right from scratch here just to show you guys exactly how we can do this without using any predefined patterns. So we're going to name this page Home 2 because I already have created this design. Now I'm just going to walk you through doing it again. And we can save that as a draft. I'm going to change our template to page no title. And we're going to create our first element here. So the first element we are going to create is going to be a group element. And we're going to set this to full width. Then we are going to create a cover block inside that element and pop over to our media library. We've already done some work to grab some of these images, so let's see here, 1920. So this is the image we're going to use for our top hero section. I'm going to select that. Then we're going to set our cover to full width as well. So we just save this quickly, go in preview. This is what we have so far. So we're getting a little bit closer to what our design wants to look like. Let me just pull that back up for reference here. So this is what we're going for. So as you can see, we're getting a little bit closer here to what we want. So if we go back in, we're going to edit our page. And there's two ways we can do this. So we can click this button here and it's going to toggle the full height. Or we can go over here, set our minimum height to 100 VH. You see this is now toggled as well. And next thing we want to do is our text here. So we're going to have an H1, a paragraph, and our two buttons at the bottom here. So let's go ahead and do that. Heading, H1. What did we put there? We put clean your gutters. We've already gone and grabbed some of the colors for from their site. So this is the pink that they're using. So we're going to use this pink for our text. And for our typography, we're actually going to use a custom size here. So 8 rem. We're going to align this text to the left. And we're starting to get a little bit closer here. So that's that. The font that we are using is, we're going to use the Futura. once you have your font downloaded, the way that you can add it to your theme here is go to back to your dashboard, appearance, editor. You're going to go over to our styles. You click this edit styles button here. You go to typography. Here's our fonts. Now, here's where we have our, you can see we've loaded in our Futura font here already. So if we want to add fonts, you're going to go to the upload and upload your font. Unfortunately, this isn't a font that you're going to find in the Google Fonts. So you need to go and manually add it to your library. All right, so again, this is what we're going for. Where are we here? Editing this one. All right, back into it. Okay, so we're gonna add an overlay to our cover block here. I'm gonna do black. And we're just going to leave it like this for now until we get these elements all cleaned up. Clean your gutters. Default. Okay. And then now we're going to add our buttons. So what did we do here? We had pink. So we're going to add our text, change our background color. So we're going to use that same pink. Then we can add another button here. We're going to do a white background with black text here. You can also put all of these elements in a group. So they're all kind of together now. And let's save this. Let's just take a look at this on the front end. All right. So this is what we currently have. This is what we want. How do we get from there to there? A couple things we need to do. First, this group, we're going to set this to a wide width. This also group, full width, cover, okay, so we need to go ahead and set all these elements to wide as well. So that's going to be wide. That's aligned to left. Buttons, wide. I don't know why this paragraph is not playing nicely here. If I do a heading H2, now we can do wide width on that, but that's not what we want. We want a paragraph here. our columns in here. 50-50 column. It's going to go in there. This is going to be, there we go. Change this font to font. Change this to our Futura. There we go. Now we are also going to adjust the line height on this. Want these letters to be closer together. About there. I'm going to change this text here. We want this larger. Let's keep that large. We can look a little bit different here. All right, save this, view your preview. This is what we have. This is what we have. This is what we want. So we're getting closer for sure. Just go and check exactly what we did here. We did 10 RAM, okay. Let's go back and edit our page. We can ungroup this. These are already all in the groups, so that's good. Okay. Also rename this if we want. Let's call this Hero Section. Go here. Bump this up to 10 RAM. So we want this to spread further across. So what we are going to do, edit our column, layout, width. We're going to do percentage here. Set this to 60%. Why the fuck is that like that? Okay, we're going to have to take a look at this on the front end here. For some reason there's some margin on this. Where is that coming from? So if we go here, this is the rule right here. Global content size. This is what we want. We want global wide size. Let's copy this. Let's copy this back up here. Okay. I gotta figure this out. Okay, I figured out the paragraph thing. So if we go into the editor, you can also do this in your theme.json file, but we're going to go to styles, and then we're going to click this so we can edit. We're going to go to layout. So this was set at 635 for our content width, and our wide width is set at 1340. Now I don't see any reason why I really need a constrained 630 width. So if we just set our content width and our wide width to be the same, that will solve that issue. It'll also prevent us from having to click the wide width every time we want to have our layout line up and be a little bit wider than what it is right now. So there may be some reason why you want your content width a little bit smaller. For our purposes today, we can set these both the same. So set your content width, set your wide width the same. You're going to save that. Then we can hop back over to our pages. We're editing home too. All right, so here we are. Again, this is where we are. This is what we want. So we're getting pretty close here. I mean, a little bit of variation between the two. I could probably close up the gaps here a bit. I think this looks a little bit cleaner with our new version. This text should probably be more this size. Okay, we're going to click onto our cover, and we're going to go to the styles. I'm going to play around with our overlay here. So the way we did this is we did a gradient from left to right. So we're going to click our gradient, and we're going to select the black down here. We're going to click our second point, also select black as well. And we're going to take down the transparency on this side just a little bit. So you can see on here we're going from full black to a more transparent black. Our angle is going to be 90 degrees from left to right, and we're going to bump our overlay opacity up to 100%. So that's what gives us what we have here. Makes everything stand out really nicely. You have your figure weighted to the right here, so you have the action on the right. You have your headings, your paragraph, your call to actions here. It really makes them stand out and pop. And we are just going to adjust this a little bit. So we can move this over, get a full black on that one side, and then we can pull this to the right. Now we may even want to just reduce the transparency on this just a touch, so you can still see more of the house. They're just kind of moving back and forth here, getting it to kind of like in a place that I like. That's the full black. I kind of like that, but let's just pull it back a little bit. All right, let's save that and let's view it on the front end. So looks like we're pretty close here. Let's so this is what we were going for. This is what we have. Very similar. A few little different design changes that we did in here. I personally think that this one looks cleaner, smaller text. This text to me is a little too big. A little too much spacing in here. So I like this. And Okay, and just remember, guys, this is what we started with. So this is their original page, and this is what we have now for our hero section. So I think that's, a lot nicer, a lot cleaner. Definitely pops, more professional. So, but what we want to do is, we're not just doing the hero section here today, we are also going to design a few more of the bottom elements. So let's go back in and edit this. And we've got our hero section. So let's duplicate stuff. Okay, so we've duplicated our hero section. Let's rename this. This one's going to be section 3 because we're going to put something in between here. We're going to add before. And for this one, we're actually going to use one of our patterns here. I'm just going to show you guys how the patterns that come with the 2025 theme can be really nice. They give you something to start with, and then you can just edit them from there. So we don't always need to reinvent the wheel and start from scratch. We can use some of the stuff that's already available to us, and why shouldn't we? So for this one, we are going to use, where is it? One of the banners? No, featured services, I think it was in here. Yeah, this one right here. So we'll just pop this one in here. And this is a great feature in the latest version of WordPress. We get a zoomed out view so we can see, I guess we added that in there twice. So let's delete that. Let's rename this. It's going to be called services section. We've got a hero section, our service section, and our third section. So let's go ahead and edit this. Just do something basic here. Do our H2 heading. Change our text color. Gutter ghosts. Change our buttons. We can actually create, I should probably create a template part or pattern for these buttons just so that we could keep reusing them, but I'll show you guys how to do that in a different video. So we're going to do our background the same, white text. This looks good. On this one, let's change this to outline. Just make it stand out a little bit more. Change our text. Get a quote. We can delete this paragraph here. And this image we're going to replace. So we just have some images that I actually captured for these guys on a photo shoot. So let's use this one here. We'll just leave this text. We could change this. We want to make it more relevant for the company and services that are provided here, but I'm just showing you a basic layout here. All right. Let's change this text here. And then we had this, who are you going to call? This is our paragraph text here. And we still have our buttons. That's great because we duplicated it. One last thing we're going to do here is replace this I grabbed a video off of Envato Elements, just the preview video for now. Just we're not doing a full design here, so let's just pop that in there. And there you go. Save this. Let's look at this on the front end. So I think it looks pretty clean. Now we would want to maybe add some snaps on the section here so that when you scroll it'll snap the whole section into place, but we'll leave that for another video. So what did we start with? This is the site we started with, and this is our redesign. Looks pretty good. And of course, you know, there's more elements and sections that we need to add in here, add in some of these services, redo these, you know, all these sections we would carry on down here, just doing some redesigns, different elements, make this whole design clean. And of course, we haven't really talked about a mobile design for this. So this is what it looks like on desktop. We need to kind of change this image here, clean this up a bit at with the header and stuff. This section translates pretty well to mobile. Same with this one. We might, it's actually pretty good. We might want to do something different with the overlay a bit here, change things up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this looks pretty clean. Yeah, we definitely want to change this image here, but we'll leave the mobile for another video. If you're watching this video to the end, thank you very much. And if you need help with redesigning your website, feel free to reach out and hit that like and subscribe button for more great WordPress content. Thank you.